You know what time it is. Stone Cold Lock Saturday time. I got all my top plays. I got all my honorable mentions. You trying 20x your money? Then let's get into this hustle game.
Hustle game, 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 hustle game.
What's good, Hustle Game community? We are back with our Stone Cold Lock Saturday video. Let's get straight into it. My first top play is Brian Robinson, 66.5 rushing yards versus Houston. We're taking the over. Listen, I shouldn't even have to tell you no stats on Houston, okay? You seen what Derrick Henry do to Houston every single time he play him. You seen what Saquon Barkley just did to Houston. I mean, Houston is oozing rushing yards, okay? And in the case of Brian Robinson and Antonio Gibson, I think they are both going to break their rushing yard props, but I think Brian Robinson Jr. has a very good chance to break this prop this week, probably in the first half. My second top play is Justin Fields, 71.5 rushing yards versus Atlanta. We're taking the over. Justin Fields has been running. Maybe he decided that he's going to use his legs from now on to keep the Bears competitive. I don't know. All I know is he should smash this 71.5 rushing yard mark versus Atlanta easily. My third top play is Lamar Jackson, 61.5 rushing yards versus Carolina. We're taking the over. Lamar Jackson's another one of these quarterbacks that runs the ball a lot. But really, when it comes to Baltimore's whole offense is kind of predicated off of that read option run type deal that they've been doing for the last like 2 or 3 years. So 61.5 rushing yards, he should crush it easy. My fourth top play is Kenny Pickett, 214.5 passing yards versus the Bengals. We're taking the under. I really think that Joe Burrow's not going to go over his prop, but I wouldn't bet that. But yeah, I'm really feeling good about Kenny Pickett not throwing over 200 yards, like, to be honest with you. Even though the prop is 214.5, I don't even think he gets over 200 yards passing this game versus the Bengals. My next top play is Nick Chubb, 88.5 total yards versus Buffalo. We're taking the over. And you can run on Buffalo. So I see Nick Chubb like getting at least 100 total yards this game, even though I feel like Cleveland is going to lose the game. My next top play is Dalton Schultz, 43.5 receiving yards versus Minnesota. We're taking the over. As I said before in previous videos, Dak Prescott he made Dalton Schultz, okay? Because when Dak Prescott was hurt, it was like Dalton Schultz wasn't even on the team. Now Dak Prescott back, and it's like Dalton Schultz is getting like 5 to 7 targets a game. He is totally a part of the offense. If you ask me, to be honest with you, the number 1 target is CeeDee Lamb, but the number 2 target may be Dalton Schultz. My next top play is Foster Monroe, 35.5 receiving yards versus Denver. We're taking the over. I know you seen the press conference when Derek Carr was all teary-eyed. I honestly think that because of that, and with the Devontae Adams injury, I think they turn it around this week. I think he spreads the ball out more to a lot more of the other pieces out there. So I think Matt Hollins is going to have a good day, and I also think Foster Monroe is going to have a really good day too. My next top play is Jarvis Landry, 35.5 receiving yards versus the Rams. We're taking the over. Now, last week, his prop was 32.5 receiving yards, and we took the over, and he ended up beating it, but he only got 37 yards, which was kind of concerning. But then after you look at the stats and see, he had 6 targets, but he only caught 3 of the ball. So if he's getting that type of target share, he should be able to smash 35.5 receiving yards really easy. My next top play is Allen Robinson, 50.5 receiving yards versus New Orleans. We're taking the over. This right here, this is going to let us know what's going on right here, okay? Like, really, this play, to me, this this whole time when Kupp was on the field and he wasn't getting no targets, and we just felt like he just keep throwing it to Kupp, keep throwing it to Kupp, keep throwing it to Kupp. But now Kupp is on the IR, okay? To me, there's no way Allen Robinson doesn't get 50.5 receiving yards. There's no way. Like, if we called Matthew Stafford right now and asked him, like, hey, is Allen Robinson going to get more than 50 receiving yards? And I'm sure with no hesitation, he'll say, yes, he has to. I mean, we're trying to win the game. Like, Kupp ain't here. He is going to have to step up. So this, to me, is a smash play right here. Kupp is gone. Allen Robinson is the number one. 50 yards? Come on, bro. Stop playing. My next top play is Jaylen Warren, 24.5 rushing yards versus the Bengals. We're taking the over. If the Bengals did have a weakness on the defense, it would be stopping the run. You know, Najee has not really been that good with his touches this year. So I think we're starting to lean more towards maybe like a 60-40 split in the backfield. So I think he can get 24 rushing yards real easy. I think Jaylen could probably get 50 rushing yards this game. But like I said, I think this game is going to be one of those kind of like back and forth punt defensive type struggle games, but he's going to crush it for us. He's going to give us 25 rushing yards for sure. My next top play is Terrace Marshall, 33.5 receiving yards versus Baltimore. We're taking the over. And I really like the way Terrace Marshall, the way he plays. He reminds me of kind of like the way T. Higgins plays. He might not be like a speedster, but he will leap over you and moss you. So I think that this is going to be a really good game for Terrace Marshall. But 33.5 receiving yards, come on, man. He might get that in the first half. My next top play is Darius Slayton, 42.5 receiving yards versus Detroit. We're taking the over. He crushed his prop last week, and I think he crushed his prop the week before. And this 42.5 receiving yards versus Detroit, he's going to crush his prop this week for sure. My next top play is Hayden Hurst, 40.5 receiving yards versus Pittsburgh. We're taking the over. Like I said before, I think this game is going to be one of those defensive slugfests. You know, it's not going to be that many big plays. The Pittsburgh, they might try to put the clamps on T. Higgins. They might try to put the clamps on the run game when it comes to mixing. But I just think in this game, Hayden Hurst is going to be needed. You know, he's going to get some targets. He's going to get some yardage. And I hope the Bengals win. Like I said, I'm a Bengals fan. But like I said, I think it's going to be a lot of the short stuff, a lot of dump downs that may be mixing, but a lot of across the middle to Boyd and Hayden Hurst. I think Hayden Hurst is going to come through this week for us. And then last but not least, I got 3 players that I would call honorable mentions, but really all my players are top plays, but just look out for these. These might be kind of juicy for you too. I think you got Deontay Foreman, 57.5 rushing yards versus Baltimore. That would be like an over we would take. So look into that one. Then there's 2 props that are not on Underdog that could pop up on Underdog tomorrow because, like I said, it's Saturday right now. And that's Ben Skoronek's receiving yard prop. He's going. The Rams are going versus New Orleans, and Elijah Mitchell's rushing yard prop. And I think the 49ers are going versus the Cardinals Monday night. I'm really curious about the Ben Skowronek. Like I said, Cooper Kupp is hurt. It can't just be Allen Robinson. And I'm sure Ben Skowronek's like receiving yard prop could possibly be like 33.5 or something like that. That is an easy over right there. And then Elijah Mitchell, okay? We found out last week that Elijah Mitchell and Christian McCaffrey are going to split the workload in half, 50-50. Okay. Now, yes, you don't want to get rid of Christian McCaffrey in fantasy or nothing like that because, I mean, he's big time into the catching game. But still, it's like Elijah Mitchell's rushing yard prop could possibly be like something silly, like 40 yards or something like that. When we know if he's getting half of it, I mean, Elijah Mitchell's a good running back. He's going to get, like last week, I think he had like 70 plus rushing yards last week off just half the snap. So I'm thinking it's probably going to be the same way this week. So if his prop is on there and you see anything like 40, 42.5 rushing yards, that is a crazy over right there. Lock it in. All right, we're going to do something different before we get out of here. Now, every Stone Cold Lock Saturday, I give you a bunch of top plays. But now what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to pick my 5 strongest plays out of all the plays I just gave you. Okay, and my 5 strongest plays for week 11 are Brian Robinson's rushing yard prop versus Houston, Justin Fields' rushing yard prop versus Atlanta, Jaylen Warren, his rushing yard prop versus the Bengals, Darius Slayton, his receiving yard prop versus Detroit, and I would have to say, who would be our last? You know, I think our last one would be Dalton Schultz 43.5 receiving yards versus Minnesota. And that I think those 5 plays are my strongest plays this week, okay? But we got good plays, man. Don't get me wrong. It's not like I don't like Lamar Jackson's rushing yard prop. It's not like I don't like the Kenny Pickett 214.5 passing yards under. I love those plays also, but I think my 5 strongest are those 5 that I just named. Like and subscribe, man. You know, I took like maybe about 4 or 5 days off from putting content on TikTok or YouTube. But next week, I'm going to flood you guys with content. We're going to change this channel up a little bit. We're going to do a little something different. We're going to do I'm going to do some just live interactions on Sunday games, like the 1 o'clock games at halftime. We're going to look at our props, see what props we done already busted through. We're going to see what props that I'm a little worried about. And we're just going to react to stuff in real time. And then next week, I'm going to constantly be giving you information on props and things of that nature, like stuff that just pop in my brain that I'm like, let's check some stats on this. This might be a good thing or a good prop to go with this week. So I'm going to flood you guys with content next week, so don't worry. But sorry I was missing. I had to take a couple days off. My brain was just like from working and taking care of family. Thanksgiving's right around the corner. I mean, it was just getting crazy, but I ain't going nowhere. I got you guys. I got you. So until next time, be safe, place your bets early, and let's get this money. It's your boy, Mr. Hustle Game, and I bet that. Oh yeah, happy Thanksgiving.
Hey, it's 2022. I don't know what to do. It's 2022. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to think. Girls rocking black, boys rocking pink. Standing in quick.
Robert